years now, I've been calling out the failures of this Labor government's child safety system. And previous to me, it was the member for Burnett and the member of Mudgeeraba who have prosecuted on behalf of vulnerable children across this state. But for 9 years, this government has failed these children. They've pointed the finger at everybody else, not taking any responsibility for themselves. Major service providers are walking away with a system on the edge of collapse. We are hearing on the ground of the extreme caseloads and the pressure on the front line. This government keeps saying it's all fine. 2 cases have filled our media in the last week and have pointed to some of the key issues we have seen and shown that for some time now things have not been fine at all. On Sunday, the ABC published the article, How to Make a Killer. It's a title that was clearly made to be provocative, but its contents are even more disturbing. The long-form article paints the picture of the young man who killed Angus Beaumont and how the failings of the child safety system led him to that act. The report quotes Amy, a community worker who helped the young offender and had reported her concerns to child safety dozens of times. She stated, "We could actually see this coming. Myself and another colleague had gone to the department and had said the exact same thing, that if you don't do something, this was the outcome." And that was the outcome. This was a preventable thing that happened. If somebody had just done something to look after him, we wouldn't be in this situation. Angus Beaumont did not deserve to die. He deserved to have a government that was proactive about community safety. I want to read part of the article relating to the comments from his mother, Michelle. When she spoke with the ABC, she was angry and heartbroken to learn the Queensland government had been warned about the lethal trajectory of one of his killers. He did not deserve to die. They could have stopped them at any turn, she says. It just confirms what we all know. The system has failed in every way. It failed through youth justice, children's services, through the court system and through the legislation that police have to work with. All systems and legislation brought about by this Labor government. Angus's parents should not have to live without him, but years on, they face the pain every single day. There is no denying that there are many young people caught up in the youth justice system and they have faced disadvantage. They are vulnerable. We recognise that. The Premier spoke about that this morning. But what the Premier missed was the role that this government has played in contributing to the disadvantage these young people are facing and the creation through a broken system that has led some of these young offenders to the actions that we've seen, or the opportunities that have been missed to intervene with now devastating consequences. And I have heard many times from members opposite outlined that there is no correlation between the child safety system and youth justice. Well, that is rubbish, absolute rubbish. And it's about time accountability was taken. Child safety cannot prevent a child coming to harm before they are under child safety's care. But once a young person is known to child safety, they have every opportunity to make a difference and they fall under the minister's responsibility as that child's guardian. Instead, again and again, this government fails. Again and again, despite family and friends, community members, service providers and countless reports, they fail. This government continues to talk down the correlation. This week, the coronial inquest into the deaths of 2 young toddlers is also underway. I and the Leader of the Opposition have met with Peter Jackson and we have heard his pain. It will stay with me and I'm sure it will stay with the Leader of the Opposition too. We are now hearing claims of child safety staff being aware the girl's mother bought urine online to get through drug tests and the ongoing reports made that went unanswered. No doubt we will see more come to light this week. Peter has spoken vocally for years now about the failings of this system and he will ever mourn Darcy, Helen and Chloe Ann. He joins many who have come before him who have cried out for this broken system to be given the attention that it needs. And yet his and other voices have been ignored. Instead, what do we hear? We hear from ministers who failed in their obligations. We see the failing system being passed from one minister to another. 3 ministers in 1 year. It is disgraceful, Mr Deputy Speaker. That is how this government treats children of this state. How is this keeping our community safe? This government has to focus less on announcements and more on responsibility.